Welcome to the World of Ability, part of the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Sue Roskoff. We are here every Saturday afternoon between 1 and 3 o'clock Central Time. And we always like meeting new friends. And with that, I have a new one that I get to have the pleasure of introducing you to today. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Hannah to join us right away today. So Hannah Thorson is a financial advisor and has an amazing story. And I would love to just pass it on over to you, Hannah, to continue with the introduction to who you are, what you all do. And I'm so glad you're here. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. I love your energy. I think this is super cool. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, so pretty much I always like to start off with my story and just kind of let you know where I came from. So I've moved around about 30 plus times in my life. My dad's actually from Sweden. My mom is she was born here, but her mom was born in Poland. So I think I'm technically, that'd be first generation, my dad's side, second generation, my mom's side living here. Um, and so, I've moved a lot in my life, and around sixth grade, I found someone by the name of Markiplier. One of my good friends introduced me to him. I didn't like him at first, which was kind of interesting. And then I found him like a month later, and I was like, I got back into him, and he actually catalyzed me into realizing my purpose, which is that I want to help other people. And I kind of grew up on video games, and he's a video game YouTuber, and yeah, pretty much helped me realize like I can help people and make money at the same time. So I started pursuing content creation at a really young age. Started my YouTube channel at 15. My parents didn't want me showing my face or anything, so a good amount of my, like, the beginning part of my YouTube, you don't even see my face. You just hear this pipsqueak Hannah that's like, hey, my name's Hannah. It's just you'll definitely see the evolution of where I started to where I am now. But yeah, pretty much kind of went through a lot of trials and tribulations after that. In that around 2020, my grandpa passed away from cancer, and I've never really been close with any of my outside family just because of my parents' history and us being so new to America. So I didn't really have any kind of family or friend foundation. Um, but shoot, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? What was I saying? This happens sometimes.
All good. Yeah. So you were saying with family, and you had lost your grandfather, and
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. So
sure.
I had lost I lost him to cancer, and that was kind of a catalyst in that I was like, hey, I've been chasing my dream since 15. It's 2020 now, and I still haven't gotten to where I want to go. There's got to be a reason for that. And I really haven't been changing lives the way that I want to. So, I got on LinkedIn. I'm like, hey, how can we make some sort of cancer awareness event for my grandpa? I got connected with someone really amazing in Australia, and he actually made me CEO of his startup instead of pursuing that path. So I joined this startup, and at the same time joining this startup, I also was taking care of our other advisor named Matthew Nowacki. He was a AAA game developer, worked on like Epic Mickey, worked with some pretty prestigious names, and he was suffering from a pituitary tumor and thyroid cancer. So I had moved in with him, and his roommate had actually left him, and so he was battling eviction. So literally, I came in, I became CEO of this startup while also helping Matthew, and he's advising this company as well. Pretty much, I lose 30 pounds during this endeavor. I'm losing all facets of myself and who I am just because I'm so excited about this endeavor. I'm so passionate. I'm like, how can I help these people? And he ended up passing away towards the end of my time there about 9 months later. And so I ended up moving back in with my parents, and that was in Austin, Texas. So I ended up moving back to Reno with my parents. And then they weren't very supportive of, I actually became pretty spiritual after that, after everything that happened with my with my advisor. And that kind of I guess that struck some chords in my pops, and he took me through some domestic violence and some psychological abuse that I never had expected that he would have done. And so obviously I had to leave that situation. So I moved in with my mom, and about 3 months later, she kind of did not the physical side, but she was still pretty psychological on some of the abuse that she put me through, and that she thought that Um, my visions of were a little naive, and she thought that, you've got to work a lot of hours in order to just, I guess not necessarily be a good person, but she just kind of has that mentality where you got to work a lot of hours. And I didn't resonate with that. I'm working on my entrepreneurial stuff. I feel like there's got to be a balance of time and whatnot. So eventually she ended up kicking me out over leaving a pan in the sink. And so I knew that incident was like, okay, I just know that me and her are no longer on the same wavelength. And she's got her own stuff that she's got to work on. So at that point, I was left homeless, and that was about 4 months ago. And so now, fast forward to now, luckily I had one friend left. I used to live in Butte, Montana. She actually moved to Vancouver, Washington about 2 years ago. And her roommate actually left right when I needed a place to stay. So the universe just kind of lined that up where now I'm living in Washington. And pretty much all of this catalyzed me into realizing I've been chasing my dreams since sixth grade and I'm still not where I want to be. Why is that? And it's because I didn't have that foundation, not only financial, but I didn't have the self-love foundation. I didn't have the family foundation, the friend foundation, the mental foundation, the financial foundation. I had no foundation of which to build my dreams upon. So my dreams were just fluttering in the air all of these years and not actually helping people and not actually doing anything. So I became a financial advisor to not only help the prestigious that maybe don't know how to handle their money, and I can help them handle it better, but I help those just like myself that were struggling, that maybe don't even know their purpose yet, and I can help them create a plan, create and strategize a plan, not just financially, because I do want to help people on that basis, but I imagine I'm going to maybe even go past just the financial industry, and that, I want to maybe be the next Oprah Winfrey or the next Jim Carrey, where I want to be a motivational speaker and I want to help people bring them up from their financial foundation, inspire and empower them into their dream and their purpose, have it where they're creating a passive income. It's just having a passive income and being able to spend all of their time on their passion and their purpose. That's kind of like the goal of what a kind of a society and a community that I want to create. So I want to do that for the world, and I want to change and shift the paradigm of what it means to work for fun. So yeah, I guess that's me in a nutshell.
I love that. And can I tell you the weirdest, strange thing that just happened as you were saying the words passive income? I'm actually on YouTube. I've subscribed to several different YouTubers, and one of them happens to be Passive Income Angel. And that literally lit up on my phone as you said those words.
Wow, am I a passive income angel?
I think that's there's something very positive that happened there, because
That's
I don't have
cool.
very many pop-ups that happen as a YouTube little reminder that something just came out, but that one happened as you said that.
Well, I do believe
So
everything happens for a reason and there's no coincidences. So
100%. Yep. So I had to share that right away, because
thank you.
that
That's
was just like
cool.
if you saw my eyes go, whoa, that how cool is that? So you've got so I love your journey. And you have where you're headed and what you've done so far, and where you're headed is I absolutely I love what I'm hearing. I know from when we had talked before, you had made a comment about how challenges and adversity are I don't think use stepping stones, but basically that those are they're like stepping stones forward to help you with where you're going, so that you can grow and evolve and to become the person that you're meant to be. And I'm paraphrasing that a bit, but what an amazing message though to everybody to really to not, well, it all depends on how you look at things, right?
Mhm.
It's really, what is your view? Are you looking at whatever this problem is that you're facing, and are you burying yourself on the problem, or are you looking at the solution? What options do I have? Here's, yep, there's a problem. Well, we can just sit here and talk about the problem all day, or we can look at, okay, here's what we dealt with. There's solution A, B, C. Where are we going next? What's the answer? What are we going to do with this? Because for every problem, there's a solution. And
Mhm.
not to say it's easy. Who knows what it's all going to be? But
And that's why
they,
I like to share my story in such detail because, some people they're like, how are you sharing all that? Like so nonchalantly, like that is some crazy stuff that you went through. And my perspective is, hey, this life is duality. I actually read a book called The Kybalion, which is kind of what gave me this philosophy. But this universe and this world, it operates on duality. So you can't know love without hate. You can't um Yeah, you can't, there can be no love without hate. So when it comes to challenges and adversity, if you ask the universe for strength, you're not going to get strength. You're going to get situations that cause you to be strong. And I actually plan to make a documentary on my entire life, because I want my life to be a testimony for people that you can go through hell and back and still come out of it a gem, a diamond. You can still fight for your purpose and your light, and the universe will always be in your favor as long as you believe in yourself. So yeah.
love that. Absolutely love that. Uh, and with thinking of the journey and what it takes to get there, I work at a university, and I have a bunch of student workers that work for me there, which is I love. We have over the years, I've gathered a lot of little pictures and memes and all sorts of things that are anywhere from funny to inspirational to all sorts of things. And one of them that stands out in my mind as I'm thinking of this is this. There's two pictures next to each other. One of them is my plan A and plan B, and it's a straight line. And then next to it is what the journey. So that's like what I want the journey to be. But the next picture shows what the journey is actually like. And you get on a boat, you go down in the water, you go up a mountain, you go back down the mountain, you go up another mountain, you all the things of what actually takes to get to where you're going. It's not a straight line from here to there. Life
Exactly.
is a journey. There's good, there's bad, and you're right that without the bad, how do you recognize how good the good is?
Hmm.
There's got to be that the perspective, and none of us like the bad. When we all, I don't I don't know anybody who really enjoys that part, but
Yeah.
it's part of life, and that's how we learn and grow and become better along the way.
And when you think about it, like I think about those movies or like those like you ever seen the game it's like Us Happy Few or something like that? It's
Ooh, I have
like
not.
it's pretty much this game where everybody is happy and everybody has to take meds to only be happy. And everybody is happy always, 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 always. And it is almost depressing because it's like you are not allowed to experience any other emotion besides happiness. And people, I feel like in this world, people think that happiness is the only thing to strive for. But it's like, if you think about it, there actually is within love and hate, there is love in hate, and there is hate in love. As weird as that is, it's like everything intermixes. So I love when I feel like crap because that means there's something to learn, there's something to grow from, there's something to know. And some people say like maybe that's a little bit of a masochistic like lens, but I like to think of it as like more of like a constructive criticism, like, oh, like this is where I went wrong. How can I do better? Um, yeah, and so when I think about, just the human emotion scale, it's like, yeah, you want to be happy as much as possible. You want to be positive as much as possible. You want to have good thoughts. You want to be feeding yourself good thoughts. You want to be your own parent. You want to be your own self-comforter. But you don't want to hate yourself into being happy. If you don't feel good, don't force yourself to feel good. Feel bad. Release those emotions, release that negativity. When you release that, then you'll feel happy again. To stuff it down, that's what people do. They stuff their negativity down and then it harbors, and then that starts to become who they are. So we have to, yeah, I want to figure out a way where we can help people release that negativity, release those self-limiting beliefs, and actually find the real them within themselves that they lost due to society telling them that they've got to be a certain way.
Oh, that's amazing. So whose voice do we hear the most? Our own. There's a voice in there that is going all the time, right? And if
60,000 thoughts a day.
no, oh, that I hadn't heard that number. That makes a lot of sense. That's a lot.
Exactly.
And what are those thoughts? Are they positive? Are they negative?
Night,
Are you beating
night,
yourself up? You know, they,
and
what you
90% of
hear.
them are repetitive. So if 90% of your thoughts are negative, that's going to be your reality.
Oh, and there's somewhere in there, there is a choice, right? There's a choice of how am I going to talk to myself? What am I going to be listening to? And to make that choice, to make sure that those thoughts are in a good direction, at least, is like step number one towards heading somewhere, wherever your journey is going. Because I know when we work with Project Die Hard, and that's an organization that is all about giving hope to veterans. And the organization started because of the horrific suicide rate among veterans. The number that lose their life to that is like it's on, to me it's just mind blowing how that can be on a daily basis. The statistic used to be 22 a day. Now it's up at like 47 a day. It's like how is that possible? These
Yeah.
are wonderful people who have done so much for us, and we don't even have a clue because I've never experienced military life. I don't know what that's like,
Mhm.
but that they can come back and then this is where they are providing hope. You know, sometimes it's hard to see that hope, but to be there, to be able to make a difference some way, somehow, it can just be that little thing. And I know that Brian, who's the guy who started Project Die Hard, he's been over and over recently saying, check your vet, you know, reach out. It's the holiday season. And that honestly, the numbers spike in the holiday season because personally, I think one factor is that for those that don't necessarily have family that's nearby and they all of a sudden are finding themselves alone perhaps, and or not up for being with people or whatever it may be, then what are they listening to all day? What's going on in their thoughts? And if they're, whether they're reliving things that were negative, whatever it might be, check your vet, check your friends, check on people. Don't be afraid to reach out and just see how are people doing. And
Absolutely.
it's huge to be able to provide hope. Somebody cares. That's why we're reaching out, you know.
Yeah, and I resonate with that. Like, I'm not a veteran. I have not seen the horrors and gone through the pure grit and just everything that you have to be to be in that is warriors. They're warriors. So
Yes.
I cannot I cannot fully relate with that, but I can relate with and resonate with like, again, I'm in a city where I know nobody. I'm not with family. It's the holidays, and it affects me as well. And it's interesting. It's like for me, even though I have the optimistic lens that I do, I still struggle, and that's normal. And so to think about, the veterans that they are also struggling, but they don't have I guess the mental headspace that I do, where they can understand how to shift it. They're definitely more still like they haven't even had the time maybe to sit with themselves, that like how I have. They're probably a lot older too, so like they just got a lot of stuff going on in their lives that they haven't had the time and the blessing to be able to sit down and sit with themselves and sit around other people that also care about who they are as a person. I think, yeah, my dad's new fiance, one of her, she was in the military, and one of her good friends also committed suicide. I think last year. I think it was around the holidays as well. So I completely resonate with that. It's heartbreaking, and just like you said, reach out. No matter who they are, reach out, especially the veterans, because they like I can resonate. It's hard for me, and I have the mental that I have, so I can't imagine. That's where I was going with it. I can't imagine how much harder it is to go through all of that alone, knowing that you put your life on the line, and now you're here sitting by yourself, like, no, we need more support for these veterans. Like, they need to feel empowered. They need to feel good about what they did. They need to feel like, hey, I serve my purpose. I deserve to live a life of wealth, of abundance, of freedom, because I served and I tried to give that to others.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, one person had given a suggestion. It might have been Kurt. I'm trying to think who it was that was saying if there's there's opportunities. How do you find a way to have purpose on a day, perhaps when you're like a holiday, when you're possibly going to be alone, or there's ways that you can volunteer. There's other people to connect with. There could be a holiday meal being served at a local community location where they need people to help serve, or if you go and you can be somebody who's partaking in what's happening there. There are ways to connect. It's just a matter of take a look around, see what the opportunities are, and to go. Action means something. You actually have to that step of doing it, actually go and do it. And I know we
Faith and action.
yeah,
Faith and action.
exactly. And as a family, we actually do a lot of volunteering, and a lot of it, it's often surrounding things that we have a big passion for. And for us, water skiing is actually a huge piece of our life.
Ooh, okay.
So we do adaptive water skiing, and there's a long story that's actually led us to why we even have this podcast right now with World of Ability, because with the adaptive aspect of water skiing, where we have a sit ski, we have people who never in their wildest dreams would have thought they had an opportunity to be able to enjoy the sport that we love. We have made it possible that they can. With what Kurt all did with basically grabbing the baton and running with it back in, what was it, 2014, I think, that we were able to expand the opportunities from just a few across the state of Wisconsin to close to 30 locations where it exists, and people have the training, the equipment, the ability to actually offer that for the folks in the community there. And we do a bunch of adaptive skiing in the summertime, and that it gives purpose. It gives a passion. There's all sorts of things going on within what we do there. The volunteers get a huge amount out of it. The participants get a huge amount out of it. It is such a win-win in so many directions. One quick story, I never forget the one time that I was in the boat sitting next to Mom, whose son is in the sit ski. The way it works is you have your participant in the sit ski, and then there's two people stand-up skiers next to them, one on either side, so that they go as a group of three out there. And then we have somebody in the boat who's able to, we have the driver, we have a spotter who can let them off at the end, basically releases the ropes when it's time to stop. And we had the mom with us as well. So she's sitting next to me, and I just remember her son is somewhere on the spectrum. I don't remember exact details, but what she had shared with me was that he has a hard time expressing emotion. There's very little actual emotion that you see coming from him. And that's where, when we were on the boat, she is just crying and laughing and absolutely loving every moment, videoing what's going on, because here he is behind the boat in the sit ski, both hands up in the air, just yelling and just woo. He was having so much fun. And she's just like, I never see him like this ever. He never expresses this kind of excitement, emotion, all of this. And that's where, and I get goosebumps when I even.
No, I love that. You brought tears to my eyes a little bit. That's awesome.
What we do makes a difference. And it doesn't take that much effort to actually go out and make a difference. And I never knew that experience was going to happen that day. We never know what is going to happen. But doing, actually, like the faith in action, make something happen, go do something. You'd be surprised how easy it is to make a difference for somebody else. And so that's what came to mind as you were talking. So I had to share.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. You make me, I want to water ski with you guys now. How do I join?
Come on and join us anytime. Because we're in Wisconsin, so you just have to make your way to Wisconsin.
How far is Wisconsin from Washington?
No,
From Washington, let's see. I think we drove to Montana once, and that was about a 20-some hour drive.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a little ways, but anything.
See, I'm looking it up. How far am I from you? I'm making it intentional. I'm coming your way, Sue.
That would be so awesome.
I actually do want to tour America. That was one thing that I wanted. You're a day and 5 hours away from me.
Oh,
Easy.
gosh.
Easy. But I actually wanted to, and I still plan to do this actually. I wanted to create a tour where I could actually tour America and sit down and have interviews with people that are chasing their purpose and their passion. I didn't really know how I could get into it, but recently I actually found on Alignable, they actually you can actually like go on tour basically doing that. So that's kind of like my next not my next. It's on top of my financial stuff. I also want to see if I can do that because I love connecting with people. I feel like I'm much better in person. I like the in-person vibes. So yeah, yeah, that I'll make it a point that I'll make Wisconsin my first stop.
Awesome. Oh, I would love that. That
Heck
sounds
yeah.
amazing. Oh, and I see we got a few more friends joining us here too. So, and I think you were saying you have to get going here soon. I don't
Yes,
want to keep you
yeah.
too long. Do you have any last thoughts? I'll give you the floor here if you want to share anything else as the others are, I see, are coming in. We'll bring them in then as you're finishing up. So I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, I guess just remember experience doesn't equal potential. Remember that, you know, you are a you are a person with a purpose. You're here for a reason. Don't ever give up on yourself. Don't ever give up on your visions. Don't let people uh persuade you. Don't let people make you think that what you're doing is too naive. Don't let others' negativity get to you. Find that conviction within yourself that you are a good person. You do good by others. You love others. You help others, and know that within yourself, no matter what no matter what adversities you face, no matter what challenges you face, no matter what doubt, no matter what fear, no matter what hate, through it all, you know within yourself that you're a beacon of light and you're here for a reason, and that's all that matters. You don't need to succumb to that. You don't need to go down to those levels and tell them why. You don't need to explain to them who you are. Just be you, keep being you. Faith, believe in what you do. Action, put yourself out of your comfort zone. Don't stay in your comfort zone. You're not going to grow there. Faith and action, these are what's going to get you to where you want to go. And yeah, so I absolutely love this. This was amazing. I don't know if I can be a part of this in the future, but if I can, if there's any other podcasts I would love to be a part of. And I just, this was absolutely amazing. Sue, you have the energy of an angel. And that was kind of crazy what happened earlier with the whole passive income thing. But yeah, this was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. It was an absolute blessing to be here.
Awesome. I feel the same. We'll definitely be in touch because yeah, there's definitely more opportunities that we can connect here. So thank you,
Thank
Hannah,
you.
so much for being here. And yeah, let's keep it
Heck
going. I
yeah.
love it.
Heck yeah. Thank you. All right. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I know we've got some other friends that are joining us here. I see Alan and Leon have both joined us. So I think what I will go ahead first here, Leon, if I could bring you on in, if you'd like to say hello and give us some updates. What's happening in your world?
Yes. How's it going, Sue? And I love that heart with the world. That is so cool.
How we feel. We love
That's
what we do. We
that's
love the whole world here, world of ability.
that's right. And with the heart and the world, I mean, it can't get any better than that. But yeah, things have been going great for the Clean Water Foundation. We're working on our next fundraiser, and we actually teamed up with a group called Babies of Homelessness here in Washington, and we'll be doing an event probably in May, May 18th, and it's in a beautiful place called Heritage Hall. This place is so historical, which I'm really pleased about. They usually have weddings there. It's right on the water um, in Kirkland, Washington. And we're excited about doing that. And on our end, as you know, it'll be water for the Hopi and Navajo and Gambia and children around the world and babies of homelessness with us teaming up together. I've already got some great artists that we're going to have an unbelievable lineup. And we got a new girl, Heidi Lacrosse. She's a artist also. She paints, and her work is going to be in Nice, Italy in the spring. And she's actually donating some of the paintings that she's going to have in Nice. That's a world artist competition with over 300 different artists around the world that's in this competition. But the artwork that she's going to have there, she's going to donate to our fundraiser some of the artwork that she's going to have, and we'll be auctioning that artwork off. So just when we thought it was great, it got even greater. We just sent over 125 water filters to the Hopi and Navajo 2 weeks ago, and we're sending more filters to them next week. So they're going to have a Merry Christmas for those children and their families that will no longer have to drink arsenic and uranium in the water and have clean, fresh drinking water. So that's the latest on what we're doing. We're also working with Mariana Waikiki with the character Flo the whale that she created. And we're talking to one of the marketing persons that does the marketing for Kraft Foods and the Killer Cornflake Corporation to work with us on what we're doing with Mariana Waikiki. As you know, she's selling right now. So things are going great. It couldn't get any better.
I love it. Yeah, she actually popped on for about 5 seconds and then she was back off again. So yeah, wherever she is, she tried to get in here, and she must just not have the signal right now, because yeah, I think she's off sailing and improving the world. I love her. I love her adventures.
And if anyone would like to join us, they can go to www.cleanwaterfoundationwa.org. Any artists, anyone. We need all the help when you're looking at helping the babies of homelessness and getting clean, fresh drinking water to children around the world for our May 18th event. So, and any donations we would appreciate. $150 provide 50 people with clean, fresh drinking water. So yeah, we are welcoming everybody to join us on this event on the 18th, and I'll keep you updated also.
Awesome. Yeah. If people want more information, you said the best place then is to go to your website?
Yes, it's www.cleanwaterfoundationwa.org. And we're a nonprofit, so any donations or any volunteers, if they want to donate their time and even charge us, for their time, you get a tax write-off. So because we are a nonprofit organization, and that's www.cleanwaterfoundationwa.org.
Awesome. Oh, I love what you guys are all doing. I'm so happy to keep, we are often hearing good news of more people getting clean water and things going in the right direction. I am so excited for these updates. Thank you so much, Leon, for coming on and sharing.
Thank you for having me, and I couldn't wait to give you that great news. So how they say, just when we thought it was great, it got even greater.
I love it.
Thank you.
Keep it going in that direction. Yeah, definitely looking forward to hearing more and more about this May 18th event. Let's get that word out there and get as many people involved as we can. I love that.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I know we've got Alan joining us as well. I want to give you a chance to hop on in here and say hello and join our conversation. Alan, are you able to join us?
Sue, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi,
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yep. I'm doing well, Sue. Thank you again. World of Ability. Wow. What great minds here. I was just taking notes on what Leon was doing, working with Marilyn and the Clean Water Foundation. And I wish him nothing but the best. I want to check that out, because I did write that. And I do have a chance to meet Hannah later on, I guess next week coming up. She's doing amazing things, and I want to thank Emily for kind of reconnecting with me and keeping me up abreast of this. Your World of Ability and what you're doing and changing the world to have individuals is just a dream and a love. And thank you for having me. I, like all your guests here, love to make a footprint in the world, working with various different organizations. Get to Action, an associate of mine, Aziz Sattar with ESN Pros. I want to plug that, because that's kind of a platform to, whether it's your guests or your listeners, to kind of put their projects and ideas in that platform. That's what I do as a master connector. Just love to take everybody's ideas and be able to kind of share with the world, because the world is kind of spinning. We want to slow it down long enough to learn about the different talents and artists and musicians and different individuals who just want to have a voice. And so thanks for allowing me to pop in and be a part of this and continue to kind of change the world together. Yeah. Hope your
Excellent.
holidays are going well.
Yeah, it's been crazy, right? We get into this holiday season, it feels like things are already moving fast, and now they pick up speed because there's more things to do and more people to see, more fun to be had. And I always like to remind people, reach out to your vets, reach out to your friends that maybe don't have family around. Keep them in mind, keep them invited, keep it moving together. Because I know with Project Die Hard, they are often reminding us, reach out to your vet, check on them, see how they're doing. It makes a difference. That whole thing of, somebody cares, and there is hope. And I always want to make sure to remind people that how important that is. So yeah, it's a busy season, but I really enjoy this time of year as much as I, like everybody else, I'm sure I get stressed out with all the things on my to-do list. But I love this time of year where we have Thanksgiving that just was here. It's a time to just take that moment to be thankful for all the amazing things in our midst here, in our world. What is going on with us, and because there are so many reasons to be thankful. And as the year ends, to be able to reflect back on this past year, all the things that at the time maybe didn't seem like much at that moment, but really when you think back, how many big awesome things have happened over the last year. And also it's that time to, 2024 is right around the corner. So what kind of goals do you have? What are you looking forward to? So I'm going to ask you guys that, Alan, when you think back to this last year, or if you're looking forward into this next year, what things come to mind for you?
Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked. This past year has been just a blur, but it's been a reflection of hope, love, in great minds, and like the show here and all your guests here, and what's in the future in 2024 and beyond is just to slow down, like you said, and just to be able to be grateful and live in the now and see who shows up, because they say that strangers are nothing but friends you haven't met yet. So
I love that.
This is going to be an amazing journey. 2024. I don't want to second guess what's going to happen, because you never know who you're going to meet along your journey of path. And like Leon says, I love that little heart. You give the little heart, go just sending love out the way. So yeah, just seeing them one day at a time and seeing what great ideas and people we're going to meet along life's journey.
Excellent. Actually, Leon, if you're there too, I'm wondering if you want to answer that too. I know you shared a bit here about what you've all been doing and the fundraiser coming up. What else comes to mind here as you're looking back at this past year and looking forward into 2024? What comes to mind for you?
Yeah, it's been amazing. We're like a snowball rolling, and it's growing. 2023 has been great. Like I said, by us, delivering water to Gambia, to Jamaica, to the Hopi and Navajo tribe, and then to get more people involved, and even through your show, the connections that we've got this year from, you guys and the talk shows that we've been doing, and for other people to join us. Like I said, we now have one of the marketing guys for Kraft Foods and Kellogg's Corporation to join us on this 2024 event, and to team up with others. Working together works, like I said, with Babies of Homelessness, with all the people that's coming together. It's like I said, it's the snowball effect, and it's growing. So it's been a great year, and this 2024 is going to even be greater. So we're going, like I said, out like a lion. We're roaring.
I love it. Amazing. There is so many good things to look forward to in this coming year, and to be thankful for. I think back even with World of Ability, all of the amazing people that have been on, whether it was once or been on a bunch of times. I am absolutely beyond grateful for the opportunity to have these conversations, to be able to share the good things people are doing, and to share messages of hope and all the things. There's so many good people out there, and it's been actually I'm incredibly more. I'm searching for the words. It's been more rewarding than I ever would have guessed it would have been walking into all of this. And Kurt's someone that really started doing the Saturday podcast like this, and things have kind of shifted in the recent months here, that I've really been the one with the opportunity to sit here and have the more of the conversations and be more involved. And I actually didn't see myself at the beginning of the year being in this role, but as I'm sitting here right now, grateful for this opportunity to have made the friends that I've made, to have made these connections, and as I look forward into this coming year, what this may continue to look like, and what can we do to make the world better for everybody, because we have so much at our fingertips. It's like, what are we going to do with it? Where are we going? And
Yes.
Go ahead.
And you're exactly right. And the practice by being on the network with Emily, you, Kurt, Mariana, and all the other guests, the practice every week has only made us better and better. And it's like I said, by having this practice, by being on the shows that's connecting, it makes you go out in the world and not be afraid to connect with others. And that's how we ended up with the connection, like I said, with Kraft Foods and Kellogg's joining us on this grassroots to bring water to the Hopi, to help us with marketing, even with Mariana's project with the well she created called Flow for Love of Water concerts that we're doing. And it all came birthed from the World of Ability Network, that we even came up with the idea of Flow. We talked about it, but then we fine-tuned it here on the World of Ability. And like I said, for the holidays, to get the Hopi children and Navajo children water from donors and people that's joining us and the artists, it's just been totally amazing.
I love it. And you know, that actually makes me take a moment too of realizing what to be grateful for, because I don't have to think about whether my water is something I can drink or not. I am so blessed to be where I am that that's not a concern. But there are how many people in the world that don't have the basic of water to be able to drink and be healthy, and because we're all supposed to be drinking a lot of water every day, right?
Exactly. And you're looking at 2 million people dying for lack of clean, fresh drinking water. You're looking at 50% of the world's hospital beds are people with waterborne illnesses. And if you was to get them clean water, look how many hospital beds would be freeing up around the world, because the world hospital beds, 50% of the people are there with waterborne illnesses. So you're right, the water, and here, right here at home, I mean, the Hopi and Navajo Reservation out in Arizona, no running water in a lot of homes, drinking arsenic, uranium in their water from the mining companies that polluted their water. So it's amazing. We're fortunate here, but it's other places where you don't have that. You're exactly right. We're blessed. And to take our blessings and help others is amazing. And like I said, from the World of Ability show, to fine tune us to go out there, it's like sending out soldiers. So we've been better and better and better on being a soldier of peace and helping folks that kind of way, rather than a soldier of war.
I love that. That's beautiful. Yeah. Oh, so I am just thinking here, with all of the people that you guys have also gotten to meet over time. Do you guys have any stories or connections that stand out in your minds from people you've met along the way? Because I know we do a lot with Happy Neighborhood Project. There's also other organizations out there too with networking and all sorts of ways to meet people. And another thing that is a favorite thing of mine is to hear stories. Do you guys have any stories of connections or people that you would like to share? Alan?
Well, Sue, it's kind of ironic you say that, because as I was writing one with Leon Shern, I saw that Kurt had put information about the Diamond Drip discussions and talking about a meeting along the way. I saw Kurt briefly yesterday, and I was just got off the 3-day. It was like a boot camp with Diamond Drip, and she was talking about a human design. And my God, it's something that I'm going to be following up with her next week. But it's something that is taking the potential of who you are as a human being and connections. And as I'm hearing Leon's story, I'm saying, okay, this is going to be something I may want to share with Diamond's conversation, because when you're talking about with Leon's mission and Marilyn's mission about drinking water, I understand being not able to have drinking water, but with the NEBO in the group of individuals that Leon was talking about, this is something that is changing the world. So I guess the reason I'm sharing all this is because you never know who you're going to meet along the way, your journey. And the world of ability is kind of setting that tone. So thank you. If I guess what I'm saying is thank you for allowing us to be a part of this world of just interconnections and figuring out who we're going to meet and how we can change the world together. So thank you.
Awesome. Oh, that's I love that. I've always, for a very long time, I have talked about Kurt actually as being kind of a wheel, kind of the hub of a wheel, because he knows so many different people in so many different ways. Back when we first were starting out with adaptive water skiing, gosh, almost a decade ago, when he had become the first director of the disabled division for our state with water skiing, which it's like, how does that connect to all this? Really, that if he hadn't had that thought back in 2013, 2014, I wouldn't be sitting here doing World of Ability right now. So it's kind of a weird path that we've gone down, where you don't know, you don't know where you're going to go exactly. You don't know how it is or who it is you're going to meet that's going to be that person that can connect you to that other person that you had no other way to actually meet. He actually was one that I'm impressed by this. I like to brag on it a little bit, because he took the time to reach out to so many different local organizations here in the disability community, trying to figure out how do we get the word out that he had done all the work to get people trained, to get equipment here, to do all the things to make adaptive water skiing a possibility. But it wasn't one of those things where just because you build it, they will come. It took, like, to me, it's still surprising how much work it took to really get that word out there to the different organizations who had the connections with people who might be interested in this, to actually go from all of that to literally having them show up at wherever the site is to participate in this fun event that they've never heard of before and are trying to figure out, how do I, what I can ski, people that have whatever type of challenge it is that would make it easier for them to use a sit ski versus a stand-up ski. The possibility of that happening, and for them to find out that that's happening, all of those calls and connections and events that he did and went to finally make it so that it's kind of a mainstream type of a thing. It's not unusual. Nowadays, if you're in I would say in that disability community in anywhere in Southeast Wisconsin, especially, if you ask about what type of adaptive sporting options are there in the area, people know about the adaptive skiing. A decade ago, it was, some people were aware of it, but very few. Now it's gotten to be that people know about it, but that didn't happen by chance. The amount of effort it took to get to that point is stunning, actually. But in the process of all that, the number of people that actually reached back to Kurt was really impressive, because since he did all that, he knew people in all these different organizations, because he took the time to talk to them, to get to know them, and have them get to know him, so they could, they have to trust him, right, to be saying, sure, I'll send people I know your way. It took really developing those relationships, and the number of people that he ended up helping along the way was amazing. People that would say, hey, there's this thing going on in my life, I don't know what to do about this, where can I look for help? He was able to tell them, hey, why don't you talk to this person, because that's something that they know about or can help with, or yeah. I look at what we do with Happy Neighborhood Project in a kind of a similar manner. where we all get to this awesome chance to get to know each other, share who we are a little bit, and find out about each other. And whether or not I directly end up having a connection with a person, may hopefully will happen, but maybe it's that, wait, I heard them say something that I know this other person can help with. And to be able to be that connecting point, that's actually one of the things I love about Happy Neighborhood Project, with how willing people are to be that connector in whatever facet. And it's been a lot of fun. I've met so many amazing people. Like I said, with the people that have given of their time and of themselves to be here and talk to us and to share themselves with the world is amazing. And I absolutely love it.
Well,
So
Sue, whether you realize it or not, you are just an extension of Conduit. You and Kurt, they said they put out the Woman of the Year, I guess it was time and thing. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shout out everybody. You should have the World Ability of the Year. What you two and what your organization has done, and the people you're right with Happy Neighborhood Project, it has been an extension. Emily has been just a beacon that is led, and she led me today, and we were in a breakout room yesterday, and all this is an extension of what's going to happen in 2024. Look out. Your World of Ability, I'm already manifesting it. There's going to be more guests, more individuals that are going to extend your world, and you're right. Kurt, when I met him, when he was talking about the different organizations he met along the way with those with the disabilities, and there's so many individuals who have disabilities, but there are also abilities of hidden talents that are not seen, and an extension of just growing through your organization and your platform. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, as a veteran myself. And those who are I met Dennis Schrader and all the different organizations through veterans, and it started with that one key connection of World of Ability and HNP and everything else. So you have a lot to be grateful for, and I'm just humbled to be along, that you allow me to be along this way with us, all of us actually.
awesome. Oh, and thank you for your service. I didn't realize you were a veteran. That's exciting. Wow. So, and it's like been mutual blessings all the way along here, with all the people we've met, with all that we've gotten to do and to share with this. And I'm impressed with how many people have been along with us and continue to be. I look at this as like arm in arm moving forward, and what can we do? How can we make a difference? If you could have a crystal ball or a magic wand and look forward to the next year, next 5 years, next 10 years, what kind of things would you love to see happen in your corner of the world? I know that's kind of a big question, but I'm going to throw it out there and see what thoughts you have.
Oh, no, I loved it. I love it. What I would see is, I would love what they call inspirational centers, where it's not about me, it's about we. And so many individuals who maybe have that gift that they've never thought they were having. Like, for example, the great artists of the world, or maybe the great painter and the musicians. Or there was a gentleman that I'm trying to think. I think he was Leon. He was a great piano player on HNP. He loved to hear his songs, or just the different talents all coming together and maybe having a live event. More hint. Of great individuals we met in the HNP journey. And they have T-shirts and all. I'm starting to think German color now. All kind of ideas, but that's what I would love to see. Just arm in arm, just seeing how many people's gifts and ideas that are not being shared, actually being shared and explosion right here on this World of Ability stage.
Oh, awesome. I love that. That's amazing. Leon, how about you? What thoughts do you have? Oh, I may have bad timing with asking. Sorry.
Hello?
Yeah. Oh, there you are. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Multitasking.
I totally get that.
Yeah. I think, like Alan said, for people to be, connecting up, and what he said about the artists and the musicians, that would be for the future really, really wonderful. And also, what I learned from some of the last storytellers from the tribe about mankind, which I totally forgot when they started talking about mankind. I mean, when the last time you heard mankind and they were like, we really pray that mankind don't destroy the earth. And that's what we do to Hopi. We are the protectors of the earth. And I mean, they pray for insects, for people. And it was a really heavy conversation when we were just there in Sedona at one of the fundraisers and talking to some of the last storytellers, and from them to tell us basically for the new world, that fifth world. And that was kind of really heavy for me. And it's almost like that heart you got with the world. You know, you think the world round, but not the world with the heart. It's all being like innovative, new, because who would think about the world in a heart rather than seeing the world round? That's pretty creative. But like they had told me, they prayed that for the future that mankind do not destroy the world because it looks like that's the path. So we're trying to protect the protectors. I mean, here you got people that all they do is pray for mankind and for, like I said, the cloud gods, which I'm like, I'm in Seattle, I see a lot of clouds. Didn't know it was a cloud god, you know, so I'm learning everything. And we got to get the respect from them before we put a windmill, because we were donating windmills to the reservation and they said, we just can't take it. We have to get the blessings from the cloud gods first, because wind, clouds, you know, and I'm like a whole new level. But for the future, for mankind not to destroy the earth, and for all us to be in peace. That's some pretty heavy stuff.
I love that. And this is part of what I love about this, to be able to get different perspectives. And it brings me back actually when we go back 12 to 20 years ago when I was working actually at UW Milwaukee, so University of Wisconsin Milwaukee. One of the great privileges I had was part of doing some summer programs, and one of those programs was called American Indian Science Scholars Program. It was a 1-week program, and I actually was already helping out with just like a science camp kind of program already, and it was morphed into a program that was specifically for American Indian students, like high school age, and they would come to campus for a week, actually get to stay in the dorms, and we would create every kind of science kind of thing that we could and jam as much in as we could in a week, including going to like our local science museum and even a Brewers baseball game at the end of the week, doing fun things too. But there were some amazing people that I got to partner with that I never would have had that experience outside of being able to do this program, because there were some of the leaders are local American Indian. One gentleman in particular that will always have a warm heart spot in my heart because of all the things that he did and taught me. Because I told him from day one, I'm like, I don't have a background in what traditions and what's appropriate along the, because there's definitely each different type of culture has their own traditions, has their own beliefs, there's a lot to learn, right? I can't assume I know anything about how their life is, and just like they can't assume what my life is like. And we all got to learn so much about each other and to experience so many wonderful things, and in a fun way. My job was to help inspire these young people to think forward in their life, to be able to see potentially a career in science, or even just to go to college, or to have something that inspired them beyond what they knew already, and to have fun, make connections with and new friends beyond just their local friends that they already knew. That, and doing that in the high school years like that is really powerful. And
Yeah. No, you're
I'm so
exactly
grateful
right,
for
because I learned the same thing when we was down on in Sedona, a few months ago with the natives, and for them to even teach us how to play the drums, and it was
that. Yes.
amazing. I mean, and what they said about the drums, like they were actually taking the dead animal skins, making drums, so they were sacred, the drums, and it was unbelievable to teach us the movements, on how to beat the drums. So, like you said, learning these new things that you never, knew about, and to have fun doing it, along with talking about how we can help, was totally amazing. You're exactly right. And that's the experience that we went through, being there with the natives from the Hopi and Navajo reservation. And the drum beats was unbelievable, I tell you.
Yeah. The dancing, all of that. We did have one night too where they, there's a lot of us that didn't know there was some basic step, and I couldn't even tell you what it was called now. It's been too many years, but I do remember the one gentleman was teaching us all how to do this one specific dance step, and I actually wasn't planning to participate, but he made me get up. He's like, "Come on, we're a leader here. You got to do this too." So I had to put my pride in my back pocket and get up and do the best I could. But sometimes getting outside your comfort zone is really important, and it's okay.
You're
That was
exactly right. That's how it was with us beating the drums when they were teaching us how to do it, and the movements of your shoulders as you're beating them. Like you said, getting out of your comfort zone. Because I just was like, oh, I'll take some pictures. It was like, no, you're getting involved. And it was like, wow. So you're exactly right.
and that made an impression on them too, didn't it? That you were willing to participate and
It
do.
really did. It
Yeah.
really did, especially sitting next to the leader and watching his hands along with the teacher teaching us how to do it. It was an unbelievable experience. It was epic.
Awesome. Oh, I'm so excited to hear that. I have a picture in my head of all that was happening there, and what a great opportunity. I love it. So, and actually I'm seeing Deo is joining us here as well. Are you there, Deo? Are you at a point where you are able to talk with us? Love to have you come on and say hi.
Hi, Sue.
How are you?
I'm good. It's nice seeing you again today.
You too. We are live on World of Ability right now. Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you've got some exciting plans coming up in the very near future. We want to share a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. My name is Dio. I have businesses, manage softwares, um, you know, be it mobile apps, web apps, and so on and so forth. I also help with search engine optimization, so as to allow your businesses to be placed on the right map for people to be able to see them. So these are the things that I do basically, and I do them with the passion is stored in me for technology, for information technology rather. So yeah, these are the things that I do basically. So and I'm open to helping you meet your target. I'm open to helping you to be the best you could be in the business world. Because your success is also my success. When you're successful, we both enjoy the reward financially and also in any way related to happiness. So yeah, these are the things I do basically. So yeah.
And I know I had asked everybody earlier, I'm going to throw the question your way. If you look back to this past year and things that stand out, because I know when you get to the end of the year, there's so many things to be thankful for, and big events, big things, or even small things that stand out in your mind from this past year, or if there are things in 2024 that you're looking forward to and excited about. I'm just curious what's on your mind.
First, to bring you in there, I'm so excited about my health. Being alive is a blessing. I'm not so excited about my future plans and all of that. I just want to be alive, be able to spend time with family, and not to worry about what the future looks like. Because when you worry too much about things, you end up becoming very sad because I think there's this what called ephemeral or something like that. Happiness is not uh permanent, it's just temporary. So yeah, we sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad. So if we expect too much from life, we just end up being sad. So I don't want to think about the future. I just want to be grateful for being alive and having this opportunity to talk to you today.
I love it. Sometimes just taking that moment and being grateful for the present is a huge thing too. I love that.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Well, and I know we're uh I'm trying to think if there was anything else that you guys had. Do you have any questions for each other? I know it's a great opportunity here having you guys all together. I don't know if any of you have gotten to meet each other before, so just wanted to throw it out there and see if any of you had questions you wanted to ask each other at all.
It's my first time meeting everyone, and what a great group we have today. And like I said, Sue, you put together a great network of people, and I think we should all try to somehow work together on all the things we're doing, because that's what it's all about, connecting up with new folks and networking. And you got a great networking network, and the guests that you have on is totally awesome. So yeah, let's try to keep it going, I would say, for sure.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Ellen.
Sue, I echo Leon. I do a lot of LinkedIn, different connections. So Dale, Leon, Hannah, any of your guests, feel free to. I'm always on LinkedIn, and if you have your upcoming projects, I love to share it with my LinkedIn connections and just keep the word going, because it's the world of ability. Is I love like you say, the love the heart, as you say, the roundness of the heart. We want to keep a connection. So love, yeah. Just have any questions? That's how I love to support all of you here by just sharing your visions and your ideas and events with my connections, because we never know who we're gonna meet along the journey.
Excellent. And I'm just thinking forward to some events coming up. One that is not in place yet, but is being worked on. If you've ever heard of a music festival called Shine Music Festival, it currently is in Colorado. They've been having that festival there for, I believe, 4 years. Actually, now I have to check my facts on that to see how long it is that they've actually been doing their festival there. It's an all-inclusive festival. Like, all of the grounds are set up so that it's all accessible, every bit of it. It's not so picture music concerts happening. If you've ever been to a concert, have you ever noticed that there's usually a spot kind of off on the side that's gated maybe, or it's kind of set aside for where anybody in a wheelchair can go, or they have a section just for them at most concerts. But at Shine Music Festival, the grounds are set up so that there is no such thing as that. Literally, the entire area is set up so that anybody can be anywhere and enjoy that concert, that and whatever else is going, concert, food, all the things. And they've been doing that successfully in Colorado for several years now. And their talks are in place right now. Nothing's been signed yet, but I'm just going to throw that little teaser out there that we're working on getting that the festival is they have plans themselves to grow and go out as an outreach to other locations. Milwaukee hopefully will be their next location. Have you guys ever heard of Summerfest? Summerfest is
yeah, I've heard of Summerfest. That's great, and that's a great concept where everybody can go to the concert, because I promoted shows for years for the Paramount Theater and then the marketing for the Rep. So I think that's a great concept, what you just said, where everybody, I know back in the old days, we had to actually renovate our theater for women restrooms because they didn't have enough, and you'd have a 3,000 seat, 5,000 place concert, and the men could go to the restrooms on intermission, but the women, they only had so many stalls. So we had to actually renovate to put more stalls in, and we were the first in the country to do that at the Paramount Theater. So you're right, it's amazing to be doing new things where everyone would be able to enjoy the concert. I love that concept.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're talks are taking place. I was actually just part of a meeting yesterday. Gosh, this week has been a long week. It was just yesterday morning. And so conversations are still happening. Like I said, we're looking to the future. So I believe it'll be coming to fruition. My understanding at this point, again, there's a lot of moving pieces, but we're looking at 2025 being the time when it's going to actually happen. Trying to do something next year, it seems like it's going to be a little bit too soon to get all the pieces in place, because they don't do little things. This is going to be big. I mean, like big. And we're excited because there was a time several years ago, oh gosh, when they had the Americans with Disabilities Act actually was celebrating the 25th anniversary of that. So that would have been, it was signed in 1990. So that would have been in 2020 or 2015. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but there's a lot of activities going on across the country celebrating the fact that the Americans with Disabilities Act had been in place for 25 years. One of the things that took place locally here, you guess it, Kurt actually headed this up. Ability Fest happened. So it was at a local park in Milwaukee County, and had vendors, had all sorts of information booths there, had music, had cake, had all the things, that had adaptive sports. It was a big event and very successful. Lots of people coming and going. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have ever started a radio show. So 7 years ago, we started a weekly, well, at the time it was a monthly show. Now it's a weekly show on River West Radio every Wednesday night. It's called Ability MKE Now. And that's still taking place. And that started because of a conversation of a person that we met that was at that event that day. One thing led to the next. And as conversations continued, that particular person had a show himself at that radio station and said, "Hey, Kurt, you guys should have a show on the radio." What? Okay, sure. And if it wasn't for that, this show also would never have started. So it was all these things. It's just one thing that has led to the next, and you just never know where it's going to go. But with all that, I'm so excited and hopeful for this possibility of this festival coming locally here and being able to make such a big impact here. And I'm sure they're going to want to be growing elsewhere as well, but that they actually are recognizing how big of a spot and a attraction really to have it at the Summerfest grounds, a place that's already known for music festivals, because there's music festivals, there ethnic festivals all summer long at that location. It is really a great spot right on Lake Michigan. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
That is wonderful. That's like our event that we're having in May is right on Lake Washington, and the place is situated there. And what a great place! And you can even go outside, so you can do the inside, outside. I'm very excited about this event, and you're right. The energy that comes with it, and even with the marketing people saying, this place is so historic and so beautiful, we're gonna get sponsors to put like little banners out and charge them to help for the cause. So you're exactly right. And the universe, you never know what the universe will bring you, but you got to be out in the universe. Like you said, you're out there, you're talking to some people. So this is what the universe bring to you. And this is what we were learning, like I said, from some of the last storytellers from the Hopi and Navajo tribe about the universe. And this, when you're out there positive in the universe, that's what happens.
Oh, absolutely love it. That when you go for good things, expect good things happen. Not to say it's easy, but it's there. Because like Leon, with all the things you're doing, my goodness, it can't be easy to do all of the things you're doing, to have these events, to do the fundraising, to make the difference, and to get the water filters available where they're needed. That's not easy, is it?
Not at all. And it's just like your other guest had said, you basically, bottom line, shoot your regular, still be out there, still be positive. So, we're calling that, I'm shooting my regular, so when you go with that kind of mindset, that's the beautiful thing. I know I'm going to be doing, a magazine article with a magazine company that's going to be interviewing me that's new out here in Washington. And we were laughing, saying, how long you been doing this? It was like 20 years. And people saying, oh, you just came off the block. I say, no, a chip off the old block. So that's how it works.
Awesome. Alan, did you have something? I'm gonna pass it back over to you too.
Well, no, I was just reminiscing what Leon was saying. Is they say, well, how long you been successful? They say it took me 35 years to get to a certain spot, but you know it's always been there. So you never know what's going to happen in the near future and all the connections. So I'm just agreeing with what he said. That's just amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I just hit Alan up on LinkedIn because I think on his LinkedIn it say entrepreneur. That's right, Alan. Correct. I got the right one where it talks about how you're doing entrepreneur.
Yeah, that might be one you see where it says Master Connectors.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, that's me.
I got
I have
you.
one of these older laptops where so if I try to switch over, it may boot me off. So I'm definitely before the days are with. I'll go ahead and accept it. Yeah.
Yep, I just hit you up.
Awesome. Yeah, that is one of the massive, awesome things about Alan, because you also know so many people and are so good at connecting people. I'm going to throw it out there. Do you have any stories maybe that stand out in your mind of people that you've connected that has been something that you've really enjoyed along the way, or people that you've met? I'm going to just ask you totally out of the blue here. Do you have any you want to share?
Yeah, I love it. Like I say, I got to go back to the plugin of Emily's always reaching out to me every once in a while. It's whenever we connect, it starts a train where to lead. In this case, to this particular event here. But yeah, actually, a gentleman that I'm thinking about, Leon and Hannah and the rest of your guests here, is a filmmaker. He's actually an incredible gentleman, Roy Christensen, who does film. Matter of fact, he talks about branding your story. A lot of times you're thrown out there with these video marketers. Well, he actually tells his story. He's actually one of my connections. Just an amazing soul who I'm gonna be talking about this week. And it started through that connections of all this intertwining of LinkedIn and social media and HNP. It's been one big circle and wheel connection. So I'm just humbled to the people I meet. I never know who I'm going to connect with. Thank you, Sue, from the bottom of my heart.
Awesome. Yeah, we appreciate you so much, Alan. You're amazing. This has been such a pleasure to have you on again here today. I'm going to open it back up one more time. I'm actually just going to go around the room and ask if you have any last thoughts to share here as we are wrapping up for today. So actually, Deo, maybe I can start with you. Any last thoughts that you would like to share with us? I know Time Boys, actually, I'm trying to think what time it is for you right now. You are like on the other side of the world.
Yeah, it's actually 9:52. I do have something amazing to share with everyone.
Okay.
That's the fact that it's December and we should consider spending time with family. It's December. Try to forgive those that have offended you, and enjoy life, enjoy every bit of life, go to where you've never gone before, have fun, be happy and stay positive. Yeah.
Awesome. Words to live by right there. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That says it all. It's beautiful. Leon, I'm going to throw it back your way too. Any last thoughts for us today?
Yeah, I like what Dale said about life and health, because that is the best wealth you can have is health. It couldn't get no better than that. And if you got good health, you're able to do things for others. So I think what he said is right on, and that's word to the wise. Great wisdom, and it's a great thing to never forget your health is very important, because then you can do other things for others if you got good health. That's the key. So yeah, I would like to say that, and I think that sums it up.
Beautiful. And actually, I'll have you, if you wouldn't mind, just plug one more time here the event that you've got coming up next May. If you want to share that one more time, that would be great.
Yes. Like I said, we're doing a teaming up with Babies of Homelessness and the Clean Water Foundation. We're going to have an event May 18th. It's going to be in Kirkland, Washington at the Heritage Hall. And if anyone would like to join us, you can go to our website, www.cleanwaterfoundationwa.org. And if you like any musicians, if they would like to put any music out there, any artists, we are inviting everyone to join us. We're bringing water units on our end for the Hopi and Navajo, Gambia, and children around the world. One water unit is like $150. You get a tax write-off, and it provides 50 people with clean, fresh drinking water. And we are a 501c3 nonprofit, but we're going to have a great event. It's going to be totally awesome. And we invite everybody to join us. And if you would like to volunteer and help us out, please do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leon. And
Thank
Alan,
you.
I'll go ahead and pass the baton your way, Alan. Any last thoughts to share?
The final words, I'm gonna borrow from one of my good connections, Joe Hawk. He always says, leave a person better than you found them. So I'm leaving you the best of myself and all your guests, leaving better than you found them.
Awesome. And indeed, we are we are better for having you here and knowing all of you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, I really, really do appreciate what you guys bring here and what you offer. Today has been actually very inspiring in many ways, and I appreciate it so much. I do look forward to what this next year holds for us. And in this whole world of ability, anything is possible. We all have different abilities, and I can't even begin to fathom the differences we all have, yet that doesn't keep us separate. That makes us all stronger because we can all share what our strengths are to make this world a better place. If we were all the same, it would be really boring. We're all different in so many ways, and for the better of everyone. So for all that you guys all bring to us every time you come here, I am grateful. I am blessed, and for everything that you guys all do. And with us here at the World of Ability Network, we thank you.
Thank you for having me on and all the great work that you're doing, Sue.
Awesome. Thank you, Leon. Alan, thank you.
Thank you,
Dale,
Sue.
thank you for
all
being here
guys.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm always happy when I see your face, because it's just the happiness that comes from you having the opportunity to take care of costs. So yeah, I'm just always happy to see you.
Awesome. You guys are the best. Well, until next time, again, can't thank you guys